Have you ever felt like your mind is a relentless storm, a whirlwind of thoughts about yesterday's mistakes and tomorrow's worries, leaving you exhausted and unable to find a moment of peace? This is the story of Marco, a young man who discovered the secret to silencing that storm. A secret that lies within each of us. In a small village nestled among rolling mountains, lived a 24-year-old man named Marco. To an outsider, his life seemed simple, yet his mind was a chaotic battlefield. Regrets from the past haunted him like shadows, while fears of the future loomed like dark clouds. He'd lie awake at night, his thoughts racing, replaying conversations and imagining worst-case scenarios. The joy of a sunny morning or the comfort of a warm meal was lost on him, drowned out by the constant noise in his head. This mental chaos stole his sleep, his energy, and even his smile. He felt trapped, not by his village, but by his own mind. One day, while wandering aimlessly, Marco overheard some elders talking about a wise old man who lived deep in the hills. They said he was once a renowned psychologist in the bustling city, but had chosen a life of solitude and simplicity after retiring. People from all over would make the pilgrimage to his quiet home, seeking his guidance on how to find inner peace. A spark of hope ignited within Marco. Could this man hold the key to quieting his restless mind? He decided he had to find out. The journey was long and arduous. Marco trekked through dense forests, crossed babbling brooks, and climbed steep, winding paths. With every step, his anticipation grew. Finally, he arrived at a small, humble cottage surrounded by a vibrant garden. An old man with kind eyes and a gentle smile sat on the porch, as if expecting him. Marco, feeling a mix of hope and desperation, poured out his heart. He described the relentless storm in his mind, the constant worry, and his deep longing for just a moment of silence. The old man listened patiently, his gaze never wavering. When Marco finished, the wise man didn't offer a grand philosophical speech or a complex technique. Instead, he stood up, went inside, and returned with a simple glass of water. He filled it to the absolute brim, so full that the surface tension held the water in a delicate dome. He handed it to Marco. "Your task is this," he sighed softly. "Walk to the ancient oak tree at the end of this path and back. Do not spill a single drop." Marco looked at the glass, then at the path. It was uneven with stones and roots. Children were playing nearby, their laughter echoing through the air. A dog barked in the distance. The task seemed impossible, but he took the glass, his hands trembling slightly. He took a deep breath and began to walk. His entire world shrank to the shimmering surface of the water in that glass. Every ounce of his concentration was focused on keeping it steady. He adjusted his pace, his balance, his every movement, all to prevent a spill. The path became his universe, the glass his sole purpose. He ignored the children's shouts. He didn't notice the fragrant flowers along the path or the birds singing in the trees. The world outside the glass simply ceased to exist for him. Step by careful step, he reached the ancient oak, turned around with painstaking slowness, and made his way back. When he finally stood before the old man again, he was breathing heavily, but his hands were steady. Not a single drop had been spilled. A sense of accomplishment washed over him. The wise man smiled. "Tell me, my son," he asked, "on your journey, did you hear the children playing? Did you see the beautiful butterflies dancing in the garden? Did you feel the gentle breeze on your skin?" Marco blinked, thinking back. He shook his head. "No," he admitted. "I didn't notice any of that. I was completely focused on the glass of water. I was afraid if I looked away for even a second, I would spill it." The old man's smile widened. "Exactly," he said, his voice filled with warmth. "Your mind was completely in the present moment, dedicated to a single task. And in that state, was there any room for your worries about the past? Was there any space for your fears about the future?" A profound realization dawned on Marco. It was like a light switching on in a dark room. During his walk, his mind had been silent. The storm was gone. There was no regret, no anxiety, just the task at hand. The glass of water. The present moment. "The secret to a calm mind," the old man continued, "is not to fight your thoughts or to try and force them away. It is to bring your full attention to the now. When you are fully present, whether you're walking, eating, or listening, The noise of the mind fades away. Peace is not something you have to find out there. It has been inside you all along. You just need to create the space for it to emerge, and that space is created by living in the present. Marco looked at the glass of water in his hand, no longer just a simple object, but a powerful symbol of his newfound understanding. The weight he had been carrying for so long felt as if it had lifted. He understood that his mind was like that glass of water. When he focused on the present, it was calm and still. When his attention wandered to the past or future, it became agitated and spilled over into anxiety. He thanked the wise man, his heart overflowing with gratitude. The journey back to his village felt different. He noticed the vibrant colors of the wildflowers. He listened to the melody of the birds. He felt the warmth of the sun on his face. He was no longer just walking. He was experiencing the walk. He brought this practice into his daily life. When he ate, he truly tasted his food. When he worked, he focused on the task. When he talked with others, he truly listened. The storm in his mind didn't vanish overnight, but now Marco had an anchor. Whenever he felt his thoughts begin to spiral, he would gently bring his attention back to his breath, to the sensation of his feet on the ground, to whatever he was doing in that very moment. He learned to be the calm observer of his thoughts, rather than a participant in their chaos. The sleepless nights became fewer, and the smile he thought he had lost forever returned to his face, genuine and bright. Marco's story teaches us a timeless truth. Like him, we all have the power to quiet our minds. We don't need to retreat to a mountain to find peace. We can find it right here, right now, in this very moment. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we can navigate the storms of life with a calm and steady heart. The past is a memory, the future a dream. The only reality we ever truly have is now, and in the now, there is peace. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like, and consider subscribing for more content on finding peace and mindfulness in our busy world. Share this with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, be present and be well.